Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Google MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Flair and Michael Bullock. We do apologize. We were supposed to start this at 11. It is 11:15. We're a little late, because of I guess you could say the one of the matches did on Dynamite went a little over the time, went right into the bat, kind of fell into the battle of the belts. Um, Probably a strategic move by AEW, not for us to start the show on time. You sneaky little guys, but we are gonna do it. We do got Battle of the Belts going on as we speak at the moment. We do have the All Atlantic title match on the line with Trent Beretta versus the Bastard Pac. Um, we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. And okay, match over. And Pac has successfully defended the. Hold up. We got. Oh, shit. Oh, whoa. Well, Orange Cassidy saw that, got pissed, and he's gone after Pac, and I don't blame him. He has every right to go after him. He saw what happened. He knows what went down. Oh, my. Well, all right. Well, that's a way to start our night. I didn't think I was gonna.
Oh, that fun loving Orange Cassidy. That's gone.
Yeah, I guess so. Whoa. Well, let's. All right. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Hey, you just heard the baritone voice of Michael Bullock. Anthony Foy will be with us in just a matter of moments as we get ourselves situated, ready to go for this episode of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. You guys know how we do this. We start out with Smackdown Live, follow that up by AEW Rampage, which was a live episode tonight, by the way. And we also got a preview of Extreme Rules here tonight. I was going to mention, you know what? I'll keep a close eye on Battle of the Belts. If there is anything meaningful that needs to be said, then we'll move on and we will talk about it. But right now, I don't believe there will be. I think it's going to be status quo like always. But we do start the show off here tonight as we had a promo segment by it was all the bloodline. The entire bloodline was in the house. So it was interrupted by Logan Paul, and there was a little bit of a back and forth between Logan Paul and the wise man, Paul Heyman. And the funny part was at the end, Logan Paul referred to, he did refer to Heyman as the wise man, but then he asked him, he's like, you referred to who's the real tribal chief. Are you talking about Roman Reigns or Jey Uso? Oh, whoa, Logan. All right, I see what you're trying to do. Well, it almost worked. It almost worked. Roman got into the face of Jey Uso. You saw Roman getting all steamed up, getting all pissed off because Jey was barking off at it was all barking off at Logan Paul. And the next thing you know, you notice Roman getting in the face of Jey, and Sami Zayn kind of saved the moment. Was like, whoa, wait a minute, no. I know what you're trying to do. I see it right through you. Trying to start a fight, trying to start trouble with the bloodline. No. The Roman Reigns is our tribal chief. He's the one you have to acknowledge, and the whole 9 yards. So, all right. I'll say this. Paul Heyman, money on the mic. Every time he talks, we listen. Sami Zayn, money on this segment. You could call him an MVP, no doubt about it. Logan Paul, hey, short, sweet. You know the fans were after him. All right, fine, granted. The guy can be a little bit of a troublemaker. But I got to say this. He actually did a pretty damn good job selling that promo. What he did was short, sweet, straight to the point, and the way he presented it, the way he talked about it, actually made perfect sense. Drive a wedge into the bloodline. Perfect move. Brilliant move. That actually was more effective and really shined really well. Because you saw how Roman kind of looked at Jey Uso and he's like, wait, what? Wait a minute. And you saw the look on Roman's eyes. A few more minutes and maybe we had ourselves an implosion right before our very eyes. And maybe that's what Logan Paul needs. You know, going into that championship match, going into putting the title on the line, maybe that's what he really needs. He needs the drama. He needs trouble. He needs dissension among the ranks. Well, he almost did it until Sami Zayn came back with a brilliant plan to save himself. And boy, did he save. So I got really nothing more to say. This was excellent. You could even call it maybe segment of the night. Anthony Florio, it is yours.
MF, I absolutely love this segment. This was one of my favorite segments of the year. That's how much I enjoyed it. I mean, of course, Paul Heyman, money on the mic. We all know that. And Logan kept it short and to the point. But the best part of all of this was what happened at the end. That's what put it over the top for me. With Roman Reigns getting in the face of Jey Uso and then Sami playing peacemaker, peacekeeper. And yeah, you may not know it, but there is some cracks. They're slowly but surely starting I'm starting to see some cracks in the chink of the bloodline there. Maybe not right away, but soon enough there will be. But the star of the segment was Sami. There was absolutely no question about it. Bullock and I, we had our Smackdown chat tonight, and we were definitely listening in, and we definitely had a vested interest in it, and this was a fantastic segment. This goes up there as one of the best segments of the year. That's how much I enjoyed it. So there isn't much more to say. Michael Bullock, boy howdy, we definitely had a lot of fun with this during our Smackdown chat, didn't we?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, we definitely had a lot of fun with this, and yeah, I mean, Logan Paul's he was short and sweet and to the point, and yeah, like you said, there were some cracks with the bloodline, and you could see Roman literally staring right at Jey Uso, and then Sami Zayn. I mean, he was brilliant. I mean, look, say what you want about him. Florio and I, we call him Lame Duck Man, but he didn't. But for once, Florio, he didn't look like a lame duck man in this segment. No way. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant, and like you said, we're starting to see the cracks, and will we see any more cracks? Only time will tell. So this was a great promo, and of course, like you said, Paul Heyman, he's money on the mic as always. I mean, all you got to do is put the mic on him, and his promos are going to be awesome. So I really got nothing more to say. So let's move on, Fletch.
Led us to the first fight of the night, as it was Solo Sikoa going one-on-one with Ricochet. Solo Sikoa wins the match, and Anthony, he wins it in 8 minutes and 20 seconds.
Got to give this about 2 3/4, teetering on 3 stars for the effort. No, I'm going to give it 3. I mean, because this was a solid match, though Solo Sikoa's slow and stiff style required Ricochet to do a lot of the heavy lifting. The one and only took some rough bumps to sell how dangerous the Enforcer can be. WWE has heavily protected Sikoa since his main roster arrival. At this point, Ricochet has been clearly established as not working at the same level as the Enforcer, so this should be the end of the short rivalry. Sikoa hit Ricochet with a running crossbody before Ricochet was ready. And after the match, Sami Zayn praised Sikoa and Jay took offense to certain word choices. And Roman told Zayn he needed to deal with Jay's anger. And then New Day, in a backstage segment after the match, taunted Jay, causing Zayn to challenge them to a 6-man tag later on. Yeah, wait, you see how that turns out. So there isn't much more to say on that. So 3 stars for me. Michael Bullock, your thoughts? Solid match that we saw with Zayn and Sikoa. Or I should say,
yeah, it was a solid. Yeah, it was a solid match. I mean, I'll give it an even 3 stars. I mean, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was entertaining. And yeah, I mean, afterwards, I mean, Zayn, like you said, praised Solo Sikoa, and that really pissed off Jey Uso. And then the New Day comes out and basically challenges them to a 6-man tag later on. So we'll see what happens when later on when we get to that 6-man tag. So there's really nothing more for me to say. So Fletch, I don't know about you, but I know we talked about it earlier, but Jey Uso, he's beginning to look like a hothead.
Yeah, the temper is flaring, man. And you know, this is not the first time Jay has done this. And he's got to watch himself now because of the fact that, you know, it's not just, it's family business. Maybe Sami Zayn is causing all the friction, all the trouble for Jay, and Jay is starting to be like, this is not worth it. I don't know. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All we know is that
somebody needs to reel Jay in and say, whoa, slow your roll down, Jay, before you do something you probably might regret later on.
Well, we'll wait and find out. That's all we know. All right. So, I agree with that. 3 stars, 3.25. It was solid. It was good. It was definitely entertaining. Nothing more than that. So, next up we had was Hit Row. They came out, and then they got jumped. All of a sudden, 3 masked dudes comes in, starts beating up on Hit Row, and you're like, wait a minute. What is this? What the hell is that? And then another thing, so B-Fab is checking on the guys, and Zelina Vega is chilling up on the ring apron on the turnbuckle, Hurricane Rana, and down goes B-Fab. So you're like, wait a minute. So she comes out and says, I'm back, and I didn't come alone. Oh no, she didn't come alone. Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild. It's Legado del Fantasma on Smackdown Live. Ay, Dios mío. Que mi gente. Can you believe this? Oh my goodness. Michael Bullock. Whoo! What a bomb.
Well, the reports, as we heard, Fletch, I mean, it was true. I mean, we knew that it was only a matter of time before Legado del Fantasma was going to be on SmackDown, and here we are. And the thing that was most surprising is that Zelina Vega, she's now part of the Legado del Fantasma, and I'm sure there's going to be some people that are like, oh, wait a minute. It's Zelina Vega and not Elektra Lopez? Like, what's going on here? I think the thing is, and you even said this, Fletch, I think WWE feels that Elektra Lopez is not ready. Maybe having her spend some more time in NXT as a singles competitor, maybe she needs a little more seasoning when it comes to that. So they left her there while Legado del Fantasma is now on the blue brand. And Fletch, as soon as I saw this happen, I was like, Fletch is probably smiling like a Cheshire cat right now. And think of some of the matches that we could see on SmackDown involving Legado del Fantasma. I mean, Joaquin Wild and Del Toro. I mean, that could be a huge boost to the tag team division. And I mean, Santos Escobar. I mean, think of some of the matches that he could have. I mean, like the man that we saw in action earlier, Ricochet. I mean, that could be something really good there. So, I mean, he could go up against some other big names, like maybe Drew McIntyre. I mean, so many of them. So, I mean, Monday Night Raw has been getting some additions lately, and we kept wondering, when is SmackDown going to get something? Well, it finally arrived, and nobody can be happier than the man I'm about to toss it right to now, good old MF Michael Fletcher. So, Fletch, I give it to you, my friend. A solid way to introduce Legado del Fantasma, and I'm telling you, Fletch, this is going to be a huge boost to your show as I give it to you.
Unbelievable moment. Huge boost, as you said it. There's really nothing else to say. Legado del Fantasma is proven to be the best. They were some of the biggest stars on NXT, and we all knew that. But and I did hear a report, and that report was, like you said, that Legado del Fantasma was actually going to try to get that they were going to make abundantly clear and make the move that they wanted them to move up. Now the rumor going around was, what about Cruz del Toro? What about what happened to Elektra? Why did she not come up with the rest of the guys? It is what Michael Bullock said. WWE felt like she is not ready and got left behind. That exactly is what has happened. They felt like Zelina is a better fit for Legado del Fantasma, and that with her staying in NXT, it'll be a better impact for her to be on NXT and Zelina to take over. And here's the thing, and everybody was saying it, some people are a little suspicious, a little whatever you want to say about what happened, but honestly, there's some people out there that feels like Zelina's a perfect fit for Legado because her promo skills is a lot better than Elektra Lopez, and her wrestling ability is better than Elektra Lopez. A lot of people feel like Elektra is still a lot more greener than Zelina. So I think that's why this has happened. But like I said, there is another piece of the puzzle I think that might come down the pipeline. If you've heard the rumors, if you heard what's been going on, especially with Andrade El Idolo and AEW and the drama that went down on Wednesday, now more than ever, I'm starting to feel that this might be the way in for Andrade Cien Almas to make a return to SmackDown. I'm telling you right now, I think they're planting the seeds of a possible Andrade return. Now, remember, Andrade is under contract with AEW. We do not know how long that contract is still, like how much time he's got left on that contract. So we got to wait. We got to hold. But, due to the drama that went down on Wednesday, and especially with the rumors going around that supposedly Andrade started it and started this, looking to be fired by AEW, by causing the drama, by causing the problem, by causing all the stuff with Sammy Guevara. And this is just all rumors. So please take this with a pinch of salt. However, if this is all true, this might be the avenue and the way to go that would have Andrade Cien Almas join Legado del Fantasma, join Zelina Vega, and all of a sudden, you got yourself a bloodline Latino style faction in the midst. And this could be a game changer for SmackDown Live. Nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, it is all yours. We all know how much you love Santos Escobar. Well, he finally made it to the main roster, and he came with quite some backup.
That he did, MF, and I'll tell you, I mean, Bullock and I, we saw this during the SmackDown chat, and we thought Hit Row was going to be in some delicious squash, meaningless match or whatever, and then we see these masked guys, and the minute we saw them, I hinted to Bullock, it's Legado, and sure enough, it was. And the shocker of the night, no doubt about it. A major coup for Friday Night SmackDown, no doubt about it. That's a big one for UMF. I mean, with all the surprises Raw has had over the last few months, we haven't had that many on SmackDown, but we finally got one here, and boy howdy, it's a big one. For those who have not followed Legado in NXT, this is a talented trio of luchadors with serious upside. And while Triple H has brought in multiple interesting additions to the roster, Legado may be more impactful than most. That is especially true with Zelina Vega returning to a manager role to promote this group. She has always been best in this role and can make this group special. It does mean Elektra Lopez is likely returning to NXT, which is for the best, as she was not ready for the main roster. And, Vega, with that new look with the blonde hair and the noticeable tan. And there you have it. So, wow. You can most certainly make an argument for this to be the segment of the night. I mean, only because, like I said, this was more angled than match, honestly. But it was definitely the surprise of the night and a very welcome one, to say the very least. So, MF, I mean, I mean, there's nothing more to say. I mean, SmackDown was always known for that Latino demographic, and you got the perfect representation for that right here. And wow. So you thought, I mean, then with Elektra was one thing, but then with Zelina Vega, I think they're going to be even better than they were in NXT. So we'll have to wait and see. So nothing more to say, MF. Move on. And all I can say is what a coup for Friday Night SmackDown. And it's about time you guys got one, because Raw's had all the big surprises over the last few months.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we had Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and we don't know if it was going to be a promo segment. We don't know if it was going to be something. But the next thing we know is that Drew McIntyre showed up. They started brawling. The leather strap came out. But unfortunately, this time around, it was definitely a good little brawl, we could say. All right. So next up we had was the Usos and Sami Zayn. They went up against the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, and their mystery tag team partner. Boys, hit me with it.
Braun Strowman, Raw.
Yeah.
Where were you, Bullock? There you go.
There you go. That's what I was waiting for, guys. Yes, it was what it was. It was Braun Strowman, winners of the bout in 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Was Strowman and the New Day, and this was a solid match. Good match, solid fight. 10 minutes, 25 seconds, ample amount of time. I'm not going to be too mad about it. I thought they did a good job. Solid. I would say about a solid 2.5 to 3. I got really nothing more to say. And Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, very good 6-man here. Probably say second best fight of the night. Give it about 3.25, teetering on 3.5. You cannot go wrong with the New Day and the Usos. These are two money tag teams with chemistry to spare. The action was secondary to the drama between Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, but that did not stop this from being good all around. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are most certainly in position for a future tag team title shot. However, New Day technically is not allowed to do that given a past match stipulation between the teams. Hopefully that will be addressed soon. And you notice Jey Uso and Sami Zayn traded aggressive tags throughout the match. And then Braun Strowman caught both Jey Uso and Sami Zayn with a running body press that sent them over the announce table and knocked Michael Cole on his ass. Did you see that? Michael Cole, wrong place, wrong time, man. I mean, you got to feel for the guy. I mean, if this had happened 10 years ago, we would have been okay with it because we all know how much we hated his heel gimmick. But man, I mean, when Braun Strowman did that, Michael Cole got knocked over, and he felt for the guy. But 3.25, teetering on 3.5, second best fight of the night, no question about it. So I thought New Day was going to be in line for a title shot, but apparently they're not. I guess there was a stipulation that went down, so we're going to have to look into that. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, second best fight of the night, but at the end of the day, you got to feel for Michael Cole because, he got knocked over courtesy of Braun Strowman when he knocked Jey Uso and Sami Zayn over the announce table, and then Jey, unfortunately, his momentum carried into Michael Cole and knocked him on his ass.
Yeah, you got to feel for him for that. But yeah, so I'll give it about 3.25 for the effort here. And this was a solid 6-man match, and you saw the aggressive tags with Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, and yeah, you could basically continue to see the cracks going there. I mean, I gotta feel like something is gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, first we were thinking like championship committee moment, but because of that stipulation, that is not the case. But like you said, we got to look into that. So, but other than that, a solid match. So there's nothing more to say. Let's move on, Fletch.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what that's all about, and we'll take a look at it. We'll see what's going on. So next up we had was after that, then it leads us to the main event. Gunther versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship. The winner of the bout in 18 minutes and 20 seconds, and still the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. Anthony Florio, there was a lot of controversy at the end. Was that a tap out? Was it not? Man, and then the brawl after that. Man, if you're a Sheamus fan, you are absolutely ripping to shreds right now. If you're a Gunther fan, you're breathing a sigh of relief. But my God, what a title match we had here tonight.
I can only give this about 4, maybe 4.25. It was the fight of the night. And I'll address the controversy in a moment. Sheamus and Gunther are fantastic together. Only 2 things held this back from reaching the same level as their first classic at Clash at the Castle last month. Unavoidable commercial breaks and a chaotic finish. the crowd was so behind the Celtic Warrior that it would have been nice to see WWE go for the title change here. However, the end result was mostly about building to the pay-per-view to follow tomorrow night. And I'm going to have something to say about that when we get there. It is suddenly much more likely that the Brawling Brutes pull off the big win over Imperium than it was a week ago. This feud has become red hot and has plenty more to give. And hopefully Sheamus versus Gunther one more time is the final step. With no controversy, no BS or whatever. Gunther caught Sheamus in a sleeper hold, but the Celtic Warrior pushed his way up to his feet with the Reign General on his back. The two then traded vicious chops. Sheamus gave Gunther, in this case, 30 beats of the Bowery on each of the three ring ropes. 10 on each rope, 30 total. And the crowd kept count each time. And Gunther kicked out of a second rope white noise, and Sheamus kicked out of the power bomb and a diving splash. The Sheamus kickouts made the crowd in Worcester go wild. And if you heard a loud crack coming from my area, that was the sound of my heart breaking, because I honestly thought Sheamus was due and that Sheamus was going to win the title here tonight. But mark my words, Sheamus will be the next Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Come hell or high water, it will happen. And we'll set that up when we get to our Extreme Rules preview in a little bit, when we get to that good old-fashioned six-man Donnybrook match between those two stables tomorrow night. But for right now, 4, maybe 4.25. That's the best I can give it. Fight of the night. We're not surprised that it delivered. You knew it would. And I am very happy. And the one good thing about it was they made this the main event. And I give them major props for it. They deserved to be the main event, and it damn sure lived up to those words. So there isn't much more for me to say on this. Fight of the night, 4, maybe 4.25. So there isn't much more to say. Michael Bullock, I mean, oh, man. I mean, we were watching this. We had such a vested interest in this match. We thought for sure Sheamus was going to win the title. It looked so good. And then the finish happened. Exactly shades of Clash at the Castle with Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns.
I mean, it kind of felt like that. I mean, Sheamus was just so close. He was so close. As a matter of fact, I was pulling for the guy. I wanted him to become a Grand Slam champion, but
same here.
But obviously, controversy reigned supreme. I mean, not just with the brawl with the other members of the Brawling Brutes and Imperium, and then the shillelagh was brought in. Gunther used it, and he steals the match. I mean, but if you notice, I think it was that Sheamus had the clover on Gunther, and it looked like Gunther was tapping out, but Jessica Carr said, no. It's not a tap out. But I'm like, but he was tapping. So I don't know about you guys. It
Jessica
kind of
Carr's
looked like it.
Her explanation is that she felt like Gunther was actually trying to reach for the rope, and that's why she didn't call it a tap out, because she felt like he was going for a reach for the rope, and he was like reaching for the rope, that he wasn't in a tapping out motion, which I don't know. I love Jessica Carr, and she's done a brilliant job as a referee, but this might be the first time we might have to put the microscope on her for that, because that looked like a tap out to me.
Yeah, same here. It looked like a tap out. I mean, he wasn't reaching for the ropes. It was a tap out. I mean, I don't know what Jessica Carr was looking at, so sorry, Jessica Carr. I love your talent. I love what you've done as a referee, but if my comrades agree with me, I think she dropped the ball. Do we agree on that?
Reluctantly, yes.
Not every time she has, but this is one of the rare times where, yeah, I'll call it. Yeah, she made a mistake.
Yeah. Uh, all I can say is, I mean, yeah, she already probably explained it, but you got some more explaining to do to everyone who probably was watching it and was like, that wasn't a reach, that was a tap out. So if you're a Sheamus fan, you're probably like pissed right now because you probably feel like you got screwed. Not just with the what what Jessica Card claimed wasn't a tap out, and then the whole Shillelagh thing. So fight of the night, 4 stars. I can't give it 4.5 because of both of the things I just mentioned. So there's really nothing more for me to say. So Fletch, at Clash of the Castle, you had Roman Reigns winning it, winning the match against Drew McIntyre. Do you stand the same way about this match, or do you feel differently?
No, I gotta go 4. I thought this was an excellent match. This was a great title fight.
Talking about the
But the thing,
outcome.
the outcome is the thing that kind of triggered it for me. So at the end of the day, you heard everything you need to hear. So I'm not gonna rehash anything more than that. So nothing more to say. Overall review, I mean, we were asking for SmackDown to really step up. Boy, howdy, did they step up tonight, man. They brought it to Worcester and gave us a damn good show. This was, I have to admit it, maybe one of the better SmackDowns. This is a season premiere with a new commentary crew. Of course, as you now know, there was some changes to the WWE commentary crew. Michael Cole is now working with Wade Barrett, and this is only going to be from now until January. And then Pat McAfee will come back, and it looks like it'll be Michael Cole and Pat McAfee beyond that. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But oh man, this was a great show. I gotta say 8 out of 10. I thought this was a great SmackDown. This was far better than anything we had. Some of the matches were good to great. The promo segments were actually really good here tonight. So, and the main event brought it home. It was a chef's kiss moment. 8 out of 10. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Yeah. I think what Bullock was asking you, MF, was about who did you have winning that match going into tonight with Sheamus and Gunther? Because Bullock and I had Sheamus winning the
I
title.
felt like Sheamus was going to win it. I thought tonight was the night for Sheamus. I agree.
Yeah, I thought so too, and Bullock and I did too. So there's your answer, Bullock. So, but we'll address that a little bit more when we get to our preview of Extreme Rules in a little bit. But for right now, I'm with MF. This was an 8 out of 10 for me, no doubt about it. Worcester Centrum, Worcester, Mass, one of our favorite venues, and they delivered. And that main event, I mean, yeah, no surprise they delivered. I'm not at all surprised. And then from there, you had that 6-man tag, which was very solid. You also had a solid opener with Solo and Ricochet. The surprise arrival of Legado del Fantasma, the new Legado del Fantasma with Zelina Vega, and then the opening segment. Well, I'm not going to say it was the greatest, but it was it was a very solid way to start the show there, and definitely up there with one of the good segments there. So 8 out of 10. I agree with everything MF just said. It would have been a little higher if we didn't get the clunky finish at the end, but still, it was a great show. So, not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your overall thoughts on your overall review of the season premiere of SmackDown in Worcester tonight, and then we'll get into a rare live edition of AEW Rampage.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 for me. I mean, I would have given it 8.5, but like you said, the ending to that main event took it down just a little bit, but still, the season premiere of Smackdown delivered. I mean, one of the best I've seen in a long time. They really needed it, and they delivered. And yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say. 8 out of 10. So let's get into AEW Rampage.
All right, and we did start it off with a 6-man tag team match, as it was Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, representing the Blackpool Combat Club against Rouge Private Party. Was the Blackpool clean the match in 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Solid opener. 3 stars. I thought the body of work was really good. Good back and forth action. But the outcome was never in doubt. So I really got nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
Outcome never in doubt, no doubt. And this bout definitely did not have a cohesive story, and it was hard to keep track of who was legal and who wasn't after a while, but it was still a highly entertaining sprint that had the crowd on its feet. Yuta scoring the submission win for his team and celebrated with Jon Moxley, the Swiss Superman, and Mr. Regal. And this was a smart way to start the show. And a noticeable observation is that Roosh and Jon Moxley seemed to focus on each other most of the match, but the other 4 men put in some excellent work to provide some fun spots and entertaining sequences. Give it about 3, maybe 3.25. And Moxley has a good German suplex. It looks dirty and rough, but he actually hits it very clean. Mark Quinn, a Private Party, hit a beautiful 450 splash on the ramp. And it might have taken a little longer to set up than he would have, but Claudio spinning both members of Private Party at the same time was damn impressive. So that's all I can say on that. So 3.25 for me. So Michael Bullock, your thoughts on that opening 6-man?
Yeah, I mean, what? Well, first off, what did you give it, Florio?
3.25.
3 stars for the. I mean, it was a solid opener. I mean, yeah, I mean, the outcome was never in doubt. I mean, obviously they wanted to put over Castagnoli, Yuta, and Moxley. So yeah, the outcome was never in doubt. So 3 stars. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right. So with that said, the next fight of the evening here was the Varsity Blondes. They went up against Josh Woods and Tony Nese. Josh Woods, Tony Nese wins the match in a minute 46. So I really got nothing more to add on that. Then we had Madison Rayne and Sky Blue. They went up against Ty Mello and Anna Jay. And it was Ty Mello and Anna Jay winning the match in 7 minutes and 47 seconds. Anthony, do you want to give a quick thought on this one?
While Sky Blue and Madison Rayne definitely had some moments of offense, the majority of the match was controlled by Tay and Jay. And, I mean, their teamwork was just too much to overcome. And Blue took a nice bump when she tripped off the apron to the floor. And Tay Jay did a good job playing a heel team. They do a lot of little things to garner heat. Madison Rayne had a very nice Northern Light suplex on Anna Jay, and then after Sky Blue had a cross body, she rolled off of Jay before she actually kicked out of the pin. Bit of a sloppy moment, but other than that, I could probably give this about 2.5, 2.75 of a star for the effort. So, Bullock, you want to give a quick thought?
I'll give it about 2 stars. I mean, it was a fine match, to say the very least, but I mean, I was interested in this match because I was interested to see what the. I mean, I already knew that we already know Ty Mello is a heel, but I was interested to see if she was going to garner mega heat because of who she's associated with, and that's her husband, Sammy Guevara, because of all the stuff that went down this week. And I don't know about you guys. I mean, I think it was pretty much the same reaction that she's always gotten. So I don't know. I mean, Fletch. I mean, what do you make?
No, same reaction. I don't think she got the nuclear heat or anything like that. So, and I think because of the fact that she's with Anna Jay, I think there's a little difference. Now, if she was with Sammy Guevara, then I think she would have gotten a lot more negativity. But because it's Anna Jay and everything else, and they're trying to play up the heel character, I think you'll be fine with that. So, not a big deal, not a big problem. Nothing more to say there. So yeah, 2 stars, fine. Gives us to the main event. Six-man tag team titles on the line, as it was Preston Vance, number 10, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver representing the Dark Order, going up against the Death Triangle, Pac, Rey Phoenix, and Beta El Zero Miedo, the winners of the bout, in 21 minutes and 3 seconds. And still, the trio's champions is the Death Triangle. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
What was the time of the fall, Fletch?
21:03.
All right. Obviously, this was the fight of the night. I'm gonna give this. Let's see. I'm gonna give this about maybe 4.25. I mean, obviously, this was the fight of the night, and the outcome was never in doubt. Actually, I'll only give it 4. Obviously, I mean, the way they retain the titles, obviously, because, well, actually, no, I'll give it just 4. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. I mean, it was a great main event, so, Fletch, it's yours. The outcome, obviously, was never in doubt.
Yeah, 4, definitely, no doubt. Solid main event, really good action. Body of work was excellent. I really got nothing else to say. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, this was for me. This was definitely the fight of the night, no question about it. And this was all over the place in the usual way trios matches in AEW are, but they did a slightly better job of tagging in and out than the previous trios bout on the card. Jose and Roosh came out to distract the referee and hand packed the ring bell hammer so he could use it on Alex Reynolds. And after using the weapon, the bastard applied the brutalizer for the win. When Alex Reynolds hit the double stomp to Pac, he almost landed right on Pac's head when they both fell down. And John Silver has the best hot tag in professional wrestling. When he gets on a roll, he's unstoppable. I'm going to be a little more generous. I'll give it 4.25 stars. I could easily have given this 4.5, but because of the finish, we got to drop it down to 4.25. But it was the fight of the night. Fantastic match. Heartbreaking finish, just like what we saw with Sheamus and Gunther. We were all rooting for Sheamus to win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship on account of that's the only belt he's never won. But it's in the same context here in a sense. I mean, because of the fact that this was the anniversary of Mr. Brody Lee's last match before his untimely passing, and I thought that would have been a nice way for them to honor Mr. Brody Lee if they had given Dark Order the titles. But at the same time, it's too soon to take the belts off of Death Triangle. It's only been a month since they won them, so because of the whole controversy. So not much more to say. 4.25 for me. Let's get to the overall review.
Overall review, I got to say it was a solid show. It was pretty good. The main event definitely was the best thing about it. But I'm gonna say this was about 7. I mean, it was all right. It was pretty good. So I really got nothing more to add here. So Anthony, it's yours.
7.5 for me. Main event was great. The opener was solid. The women's match not too bad, and only one bad match, which was that other match that was on there. But other than that, solid show here, no doubt. 7.5. Bullock, let's get your overall thoughts, and then we'll preview Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I'll give it 7.5 as well. So yeah, there's nothing more to say. Let's move on to Extreme Rules, our preview of it.
Yeah, here we go, guys. So 6 matches on the card as of right now. We got we're gonna start it off with the 6-man tag team fight, a good old fashioned Donnybrook match, as it is the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Rich Holland, and Butch against Imperium, Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci. Dude, I'm gonna say it, Brawling Brutes. The way that this thing went down, with everything that came in play and everything else, and especially after what happened here in the match, I gotta call it, man. Brawling Brutes wins this matchup. Anthony, it's yours.
Originally, I was going to go with Imperium, but after what happened tonight, it's got to be the Brawling Brutes now. I mean, with what happened tonight, with how Sheamus got screwed over for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, and I told Bullock this during our SmackDown chat when we were wrapping that up with this match. I said that I believe this is gonna set up for the Brawling Brutes to win this match, and I'll even give you a bonus, MF. I think Sheamus is gonna pin Gunther to win the match for his team, thus a championship committee moment, and then Sheamus will get another shot, and then should that happen, then and only then Sheamus will finally get his crowning moment, win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, and then you can give him the keys to the Hall of Fame. So I got the Brawling Brutes as well. Next match.
Oh, okay. Michael Bullock has left for the evening,
Yep.
so it will be just me and Anthony from here on in. Next up, I Quit match, as it will be Finn Balor going 1-on-1 with Edge.
Yeah, this is tough to call. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Edge won this match. I wouldn't. But Finn Balor is another superstar who should receive better treatment and in a creative environment led by Triple H. He was a made man in NXT and was pegged for big things prior to an injury early into his main roster run. The Judgment Day is desperate for momentum, and the group already lost to Edge and Rey Mysterio at Clash at the Castle. So with that, I'm going to take a chance and say Finn Balor should emerge victorious through some devious means of coercing or resignation from Edge. So I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to say Balor wins, but if Edge wins, I would not at all be surprised.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with Finn Balor. There's a rumor going around that Balor is on poise to have a monster push coming from WWE Creative.
Good.
So I think this will be the start of it. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Balor as well. Next up we do have is Bianca Belair versus Bayley for the Raw Women's title in a ladder match. Bayley wins the title. And the reason why she'll win the title is because of Damage Control. I think Dakota and Io will get involved. I think the numbers game is going to really, really come into play here. And I do believe when it's all said and done, Bayley will dethrone Bianca and will win the Raw Women's title. I kind of hinted about it on Monday with that lasting image of Io and Dakota holding the WWE Women's Tag Team titles and Bayley holding the WWE Raw Women's title. I think the prophecy will come true. I think history will be made in the Philadelphia. We're going to have a new Raw Women's Champion, and it will be Bayley. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, Bianca Belair is a massive talent, and her Raw Women's title reign has not been mishandled. But that being said, she's running out of viable opponents, while Bayley and Damage Control have been red hot since returning to the main roster. And right now, WWE seems very interested in strong factions at the moment. And adding the Raw Women's Championship to the Women's Tag Team Championship make Damage Control the women's locker room's version of the Bloodline. And that's a good reason for Bayley to go over here. On the other hand, I mean, yeah, there is certainly nothing wrong with giving Bayley the title and Damage Control dominion over the women's roster. And we talked about, the only problem is that a dominant faction already exists, and that's the Bloodline. And they've controlled the lion's share of the titles for a long time now. And replicating the same experience on the women's side feels a bit redundant. And Damage Control has enough long-term potential to delay Bayley's inevitable title win. And maybe you could let Belair roll with it for a while longer. But there is something I've been hearing rumors that Charlotte Flair could be ready to come back at any time. And it depends on how the match plays out. If Bayley wins the title, okay, then really nothing to worry about. But MF, if Bianca Belair wins this match and retains the Raw Women's Championship, don't be surprised if the Queen shows up, because they had a special a special show on Fox the other day, this past Sunday, some Extreme Rules show, and Charlotte Flair was on that show, and she mentioned Bianca Belair, so that's something worth thinking about and considering. But for right now, MF, I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to go with Bayley to win the Raw Women's Championship. But if Bianca wins, it's only because of booking 101, because of the lasting image from Monday night. So, and of course, Charlotte Flair is the ultimate wild card, so we got to figure into that. But for right now, I'm going to go with Bayley, make Damage Control, the female version of the Bloodline, and that's all there is to it. So let's move on, Matt.
All right. So with that said, now we go into the strap match. Drew McIntyre to go one-on-one with Karrion Kross. Look, with everything that's been going on, and especially after even the beatdown tonight, I got to go with Drew McIntyre, man. I believe that they're going to give McIntyre the win here. He needs a moment because of the fact that Kross has been dominating him, beating him up every which way, left and right, whole 9 yards. I think this is the fight, or this is the moment where finally Drew gets even with Karrion Kross. I got Drew McIntyre winning the match. So, Anthony, it's yours.
I'll tell you, MF, Bullock and I, we talked about this during our SmackDown chat, and we had a tough time with this. We really did. I mean, on one hand, when it comes to Drew McIntyre, you want to give him the win back after, without a doubt, will forever be the most demoralizing loss of his entire career. Last month, Clash at the Castle, we all thought he was going to win the unit. He was going to become the champion. But MF was one of the very few people that had Roman winning that match, and sure enough, look what happened. MF ended up being right, and we all had egg on our face. So that's why you could easily give Drew the win back. But I don't know, MF. I mean, WWE has done a brilliant job of portraying Karrion Kross as a genuine threat since he and Scarlett made their surprise returns in August. Kross needs this win more than McIntyre does, if I'm being honest. And it's an opportunity to implant a fresh face into a main event scene that is slowly healing under Triple H's supervision. If WWE were going to pull the trigger on McIntyre, they would have done so at Clash at the Castle. They should have done so at Clash at the Castle. But that's neither here nor there. But I expect Kross to have his hand raised in a hard-hitting match. So I'm gonna disagree with you, MF. I'm gonna go with Karrion Kross to win this. But if Drew were to win, would I be surprised? No, I wouldn't. So, but I gotta go with Kross right now. So not much more to say on that. So MF, let's get into the next match.
All right, here we go, guys. Fight Pit. It is Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. Special referee, former UFC heavyweight and former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, UFC Hall of Famer, Daniel D.C. Cormier. And just to give you some folks what the Fight Pit is about, well, here's how they summed it up. All right, so the Fight Pit is a steel cage match with a catwalk surrounding the top, and the competitors can climb from it, use whatever they want to use it by any means. There are no pinfalls. You can win the match by submission or knocking your opponent out, where the man is unable to make it to the count of 10. So that's the rules of the Fight Pit. Anthony Florio, who you got? Who you believe wins this? Riddle or Seth freaking Rollins?
Raw main event, it's only fitting I started off. And while Seth Rollins has basically dominated the rivalry, it seems a given Matt Riddle will get his win at some point. Placing this match in the fight pit and allowing Riddle's MMA background to take control gives them the easiest chance to do so. Daniel Cormier as the special guest referee doesn't seem like it's something that would lead to any real shenanigans, but maybe, possibly could lead to a setup for a Brock Lesnar match. I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, MF, Riddle should just win a fun scrap here. This is definitely going to be the big match on the Raw side of things, no doubt about it. So I got to go with Riddle. I think he's due. So there isn't much more to say. MF, who you got in a match that when I broke it on that Ridiculously Raw on September 19th, when I broke the news of this, you salivated immediately.
Yeah, because you know my MMA background, you know my love for UFC, Pride Fighting Championship, the one, all the MMA stuff, and this is right up my alley. I know a fight pit is a special match, and I can't wait to see it. You know, I remember watching Timothy Thatcher versus Matt Riddle in the fight pit in NXT, and I was like, wow. And now we get to see the fight pit come to WWE. Oh man, this is gonna be nuts. So yeah, I'm with you on this one, Anthony. I'm gonna go with Matt Riddle as well. That leads us to one more match. I don't know if this will be the main event. Maybe it will be. Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan for the SmackDown Women's title under Extreme Rules. Well, I think this is where Ronda gets the belt back. I think they're gonna give her the golden moment. You know, I don't know how this is gonna go any other way. I really feel like this is the moment where Ronda gets the belt back. There is the hint and there is the talk about maybe this is where Charlotte Flair shows up and causes Ronda. If they do that, then maybe, because there's a number of scenarios where this can go. Ronda and Charlotte, or Charlotte versus Bianca. You could use either or. So I just don't know how this is going to play out. But I do believe Ronda Rousey will win the match and will become the SmackDown Women's Champion. So nothing more to say, Anthony. I got new champion, and and that's it. So Florio, what's yours?
I would have expected a longer run for Liv Morgan after her monumental cash in at Money in the Bank in July. Unfortunately, the fan response to her subsequent reign has been less than stellar. Props for WWE for trying to give her an edge, but she has yet to recover her momentum in the aftermath of SummerSlam. It's time to hand the strap to anti-hero Rousey and give Morgan another title shot down the line. So I agree with you, MF. Winner, and once again, the SmackDown Women's Champion, the rowdy one, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. But I'll say this, if Liv Morgan, by some grace of God, wins this match, you would have to consider this. This would actually be the biggest win of her entire career. Even bigger than when she won the title in the first place.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of the match and who it's against. If Liv wins, it's easily the biggest win of her career. Easily. So, but I don't see it happening. So Ronda, new champ, gets the belt back, and then let the fun begin after that. So not much more to say. MF, let's call it a night and let's set up the future content.
Yeah, so tomorrow night is NFL Saturday. We'll get into that, and we'll get into the snooze fest that was known as the Denver Broncos versus Indianapolis Colts.
Tell me about it. Oh my God, that was
like, to watch. Yeah, that was tough.
I could not wait. I could not wait for that game to be over.
Yeah, tough to watch, folks. Nothing more to say. So we got that Sunday night, 10 p.m. We do have the recap for Extreme Rules. We will talk about it. Then from there, Monday, we do it all over again. It will be Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then from there, well, we'll see. The rest of the week, you know the routines and all the other shows, so I don't need to go any more deeper into that. So nothing more to say. We're done for the night. For Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, so long, everybody.
Goodbye.